everyone, this is Visuals832 back again. It's been a while since I did a bit of a deck report. I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I'm going to continue doing it because I know they can probably be long and boring and most people don't want them, but I'll try to keep it brief. Let's take a look at what's going on in the world of Kickstarter. First of all, Bicycle Panthera, however the hell you pronounce that. It's basically got a panther name, but the back design looks like a tiger back, and the faces feature tigers, so I don't know why they call it panther deck basically. But it's from Collectible Playing Cards. 24 days remain. It is funded. They're only looking for $2,500, really low goal. Their other deck, the Bicycle Day of the Dead Playing Cards, 38% funded. 48 hours remain. Not gonna happen. It's got a chance in hell, but very slim chance in hell. Then there's the Ancient Playing Cards by Vinay Hapitakul, who also had another deck recently, which was the Bicycle Definite, which definitely did not make it. This one has 34 days remaining. It's only 21% funded. It's a much smaller goal. I'm not sure if it's USPC or not. It's not very good. Court cards feature Roman figures. I think there's Caesar on the front of the box. The back design basically features a mirrored image picture of the Roman Colosseum and some Roman type pillars. And the number cards are basically the same as the Definite deck, which were not very exciting. And they're very hard to distinguish between the different values because all the pips are kind of like in the middle like this, forming a diamond or a spade or whatever. It's just not very practical for cards or anything like that. And it's not selling. The Cthulhu Mythos Bicycle Playing Cards, which has 3 different colored boxes but the same deck in all of them and nothing special about them. 33 days remain, 30% funded. Not overly excited about that one myself. And there's a possibility I'll make it, but it's gonna be tough. The Bicycle Optics from Randy Coffey, 7 days remain, 10% funded. Not gonna happen. Castle and Kingdom Playing Cards by Arsini Balabin. 26 days remain, 13% funded, not doing good, probably won't happen. The Science deck by Rose from Australia is 72% funded with 11 days to go. There's a good possibility to get funded. I'm just not really excited about it myself. And Hounders Playing Cards by DL Designs, which is Robert Tomlinson and his wife, Diane. 11 days left, 18% funded, not looking very good. This is a parody of the most notorious deck of playing cards ever produced, or never produced I should say, called the Founders. And this is the Hounders. Basically the same cards except they got dog faces, which is kind of weird. Anyways, it's not looking good. The deck of Manly Arts by Manly Arts, 14 hours left, 14% funded, go figure, not gonna happen. 4-point playing cards, 12 days left, it is 190% funded, doing very well. Malam Playing Cards by Michael Madoom of System 6 Magic, 16 days left, 95% funded, it's gonna happen. And it's a great deck, you should check it out. They're saying with the 4-point obviously. Then there is the Azteca Playing Cards by Emmanuel Valtierra. They're interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the one-way back design with white borders when the faces have nothing but no white on them whatsoever. They're not black or anything like that. They're a dirty scroll paper type color. But the borders on the backs are white. It's red. It's got a one-way design. Doesn't really match the faces. It currently has 41 days left. It's a long project. Only 19% funded. It might make it, but it's going to take a while to get there. The Moon Cards by Jonathan Popel. 11 hours left. Only 12% funded. Not going to happen. King's Cup Playing Cards. 12 days left. It's 0% funded despite having $10 pledged. I'm not sure why somebody would pledge anything at this point in time for a deck of cards. That is clearly not going to happen. But whatever. Good for you. Then there is Metropole Lux by Mike Lambert. 13 days left, 82% funded. Should get funded, but it's still not quite there yet, and time is running out. Then there is the Battle Spades playing cards by Alexander Liss. Don't know what's going on with that one. It's 18 days left, 7% funded. Clearly not going to happen at this rate. It did have a different kind of simple back design and weird faces. Now they've completely changed the back design into something even weirder and featuring a lot of feminine colors. And they've changed the colors on the number cards and the code cards to like pink and red and purple, whatever. And it's still not happening. And I don't see the point in changing it to from something that's not that good to something that's not that good, really. Then there's the Bicycle Refined playing cards. I still don't understand the name. It's been relaunched. There is now two decks, a black deck and a white deck. So it's not just a B Refined, it's also the WE Refined, I guess. 31 days left, 43% funded. It's actually got a better chance of funding now because there's twice as many decks to pledge for. So instead of just people pledging $10 for one deck, now they're pledging twice as much. So good idea, I guess. I'm not overly interested in myself. One of my issues is that none of the pips have color to them, kind of like the ghost decks. I always like it when the hearts and diamonds have red, so that you can distinguish between the red pips and the black pips. So I'm not a huge fan of how they did this, and I think it would be a lot better if they changed it, but they refused to listen to my suggestion. Then there is the Bicycle Rongo Rongo, or actually now it's just known as Rongo Rongo. It's been relaunched. 35 days remain. 34% funded. It's getting there. It's got an Easter Island theme, inspired by scribes of the Easter Island and Polynesian tribal masks. Pretty interesting theme. Apparently it's a Kickstarter staff pick, or at least they claim it is. I don't know that it is myself. And they're showing 3 different back designs. I really don't know what's up with that, but who knows. The Pirate cards by Nick Pace. 226% funded. That being said, they only got $4,500, which is half as much as they need for a USB-C deck. They say, no problem, we'll pay for the rest. I say, I'm not going to take the risk. And I wouldn't if I was you. That being said, the faces of the cards are very well designed, very beautiful. I like the art. The back design, I haven't seen it. I don't like that it says Pirate cards and it has the artist's name on the face of every card, though. It's unnecessary. Moving along, in Mana playing cards number 3, Sybil Levita. 12 days left, sorry. Well funded, 150% funded. That's great. I like it. You should check it out, although don't expect to get any of the platinum decks because they're sold out. Then there's the Kids deck by Magic House Publishing. Not doing good. 22 days left, 12% funded. The problem is a very small demographic that they're selling to. Kids or people with kids. There's 3 different decks, $30,000 goal, which is extremely difficult to reach for anyone who's a first timer on Kickstarter with something that is just not that appealing. All the cards are very cartoony. They look like, or are supposed to look like, and they do look like they were designed by kids. I'm not sure if they actually were, but they look like it, and that's the idea. There's a red deck, a blue deck, and another one, I'm not sure the color. Like I said, one-way back designs, really cartoony. It's good if you have kids, perform for kids, but outside of that, it's going to be very tough to sell. It's not useful for anything else. So the audience, the customer base is going to be very limited, and the goal is very big. Suitable playing cards by Harry Wyatt. 10 days left, 11% funded. Not going to happen. Thank goodness, because they're ugly. No offense or anything like that, but that's to the creator, but that's just the truth. There's a lot of decks on Kickstarter that should not be on Kickstarter, and if you went to cardlauncher.com, you would not be on cardlauncher.com because they're going to tell you flat out it's not going to sell, and they're not going to put you on there. Speaking of Card Launcher, by the way, they're supposed to relaunch again today. Moving along, 1876 Mugger Quadruplicate reprints. 124% funded, 19 days remain. Definitely go check it out. Lots of great decks in that one. And that's it for Kickstarter. Cardstarter. Now, there you go. I'm going to start a website, cardstarter.com. Why not? Everyone else is doing it. Cardlauncher.com. I'll check that quickly. Wow, 10 minutes and I went for everything on Kickstarter. It's a miracle. So far on Deckstarter, the last deck was a Flesh and Bones, barely funded, but it did fund. And still waiting for it. Their upcoming deck, as far as I know, is going to be, I believe it's called the Symphony. It's designed by one of my Facebook friends, Zagan. And there may be a couple of colors. It looks very nice, elegant, very nice job. It actually has custom pips. There's going to be a custom card or custom pip designed for me and other people as well. Actually, it's going to be one of the clubs is going to have a Vigils A42 artwork on it, which is pretty awesome. Within the pips, he's customizing every pip on every number card, basically. Card launcher, let's see if I can get in there. Dan and Dave, by the way, released a deck. This past Friday, which is the Guy Hollingworth deck. Pretty limited. They're only selling like 1,000. And in order to get one, you have to buy either a DVD set or a card clip. The card clip is $85. The DVD set is $150. But pretty limited. They look pretty nice, and that's that. The Seasons playing cards will have new decks coming by the end of the month. The Hiverno, which is the winter, and I believe there's a summer deck as well. Verano. Hiverno and Verano, summer and winter decks. The last two in the Seasons playing card set. They go perfectly with the fall and spring decks that they had. I believe that's what they had before. I'm getting confused. But anyways, they look pretty cool. And they're slight color modifications of the other ones. But they're going to sell well. Also, the Empire playing cards, Bloodlines, those were funded. And that's that. I believe, I'm guessing that the oh, by the way, the Bicycle Deep playing cards, that was canceled. It's going to be relaunched later on. They decided to cancel it because he realized he didn't work out his funding very well, and he wasn't going to get funded anyway. So he decided to cancel, rejig some stuff, and relaunch later on. That's to be back soon. And what was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say. 311 is supposed to have some decks coming out in this week. It's going to be the anniversary coming up, I believe, on the 29th or something like that. Or is it the 31st? Whatever it is, somewhere at the end of the week. Big releases. They got special surprise. Don't know what the hell that is. Hopefully it's not cardstarter.com, because we don't need that. Let me see if I can get it to Card Launcher. It's supposed to relaunch again today. They've had all sorts of issues. They've been sorting them out. Apparently I can't. Anyways, the decks on there was the Dark Phyrexiana, which was barely funded because nobody was able to pledge for it, for the most part. The Canadiana, which has 3 different decks. Lobo, MakePlayingCards.com produced. That one was about 50% funded before everything went haywire. Then there was the Good deck and the Evil deck, which you can get with that, but limited amounts of the Evil deck. That was, again, barely funded. And there was the Brimstone 2nd edition Brimstone deck, which was green and black. And they were also doing a reprint of the original Brimstone deck, with the gold foil box, and those ones were doing okay. But anyways, that's that. The Bacon Lovers deck from Collectible Point Cards, I'm guessing it funded barely on their website, but I'm not sure. Haven't checked it out. And then, speaking of which, the Bacon deck from Vanda is actually coming back. Limited amounts. That's what I got though. See you next time.